The Gory Games.
And 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to The Gory Gaze, the podcast where two horror fans slash up and bleed out your favorite
and not so favorite
horror films. I'm Stanley.
And I'm Alex.
Okay, I think I liked the first take better, but I already deleted it.
What?
It's fine.
We'll try it again.
No, it's fine.
Why did you like
Nope. Moving on.
Okay, bye.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Welcome back. Well, hi, Alex, I guess. You're the one that's going to say hi back, right?
Hi.
Hi. What's up?
What's up, man?
Oh, nothing. I'm just trying to amp my energy back up after this really depressing movie binge that the brownies too, but the movie binge that we just went on that sunk us into the most depressing state of mind that we could possibly be in.
Yeah, Pascal Laugier fucked us up.
Yeah. Is it a Laugier?
I don't know what the fuck Laugier.
Who knows? Yeah, we're going to be talking about what is this movie called? Oh, Incident in a Ghostland from 2018. Did that sound like 2018?
Yeah.
And in order to prepare for that, we basically watched his entire catalog. We watched Martyrs, and then we watched Incident in a Ghostland, and then we watched The Tall Man to conclude that with. And I mean, we'll talk about Incident in a Ghostland eventually, but Alex, what did you think of Martyrs?
It was something creepy, man. Like, these things are, I mean, this whole young girl sexual abuse thing he's got going was something just, you have to kind of have a gut for it, definitely.
I mean, we'll just say it straight out. Like, this director hates women.
Yeah.
He does not like women, and he does like long hallways.
Yeah.
He likes I cannot talk.
Long hallways.
Thank you. He likes long hallways. He does not like women, and he loves giving women swollen eyes.
And ice cream truck looking vehicles.
Yeah, he likes big trucks. But we'll get into all that. Martyrs, I had only ever seen once until we decided to rewatch it. And that was, it's not something you just decide to revisit, so I had decided we would watch it because we were going to do Incident in a Ghostland. I had figured, well, we're going to review that, so why not start with this? Why not start with Martyrs? And I'm glad we did, because it gave us a little bit of a taste of what was to come, what we were going to be in for. And I'm glad that we're going to be talking about Incident in a Ghostland instead of Martyrs, because I think that, I mean, I know we're called the Gory Gays and all, but Martyrs is just not something I would be able to sit down and watch again for a second time for notes' sake.
Yeah.
I think this movie that we chose to do instead, I think that this was a little bit more easier on the stomach, and it was not as hard.
I mean, just trying to explain the whole, this isn't the type of movie that you just show anybody, but I'm not just anybody. I can literally stand any movie.
I pride myself on having a hard stomach. Like, yeah, I can stomach quite literally anything myself, or so I think. But man, Martyrs, the second time around, was not what I remembered, and that's not a bad thing. It's still a really, really powerful film. But yeah. I don't foresee myself watching it again anytime soon. So for those who recall me saying, I think we should do a French Extremity Month, you can recant that. I don't think that's in our cards anytime soon. So yay, Gory Gays.
No, thank you.
Here we are, Gory Gays. But needless to say, Incident in a Ghostland was also kind of an experience. But
yeah,
what did you think of The Tall Man?
It was definitely a break from both of them, like Martyrs and Incident in a Ghostland. It was a different movie, but like I said, I had mentioned to you that this literally could have been like a 3-movie type of anthology without it being connected. Like just one entire film with these movies, all 3 of them being shorter and made into one movie. like just 1 2 hour film, 3 hour film.
Yeah, he
Not that long, maybe like two
I know
hours.
what you mean. He kind of just took a lot of his ideas and recycled them.
And not just from anything, because if you see like this movie was literally categorized like in every single category that there is, as in like thriller, horror, and mystery, like every single ingredient that there is in a movie, like they literally
Which movie?
in any type of movie.
No, Incident in a Ghostland?
Incident in Ghostland,
I
yeah.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you could even kind of throw in some supernatural stuff
Yeah, so
too.
it's categorized under every single category, which is kind of smart because you can find this movie however you want to Google a movie. It'll be the first one to pop up because it's categorized so good.
Yeah, there's a little bit of everything in it for everybody. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there when we start to talk about that one. I had only seen it once before, and so this was a second and third time watch because we watched it twice. I remembered things a little bit differently, and that was also to say for the tall man. I thought the tall man ended a lot differently than it did the first time I watched it. This guy definitely has a style. Pascal Laugier, whatever the hell his name is.
Hmm.
He definitely has a style. I think we can agree on that. I think he's a good filmmaker. I
Yeah,
think that he's definitely unique. I don't know if he is a good writer necessarily. I don't think that I trust his writing as much as I direct his as I trust his visual eye, if that makes any
yeah,
sense.
kind of. He kind of feels like he's kind of stubborn because he has tons of producers, but he's the only writer and director, so
You
he has
caught
the
that.
say.
You caught that every movie that we watched of his has
Yeah,
like 45 fucking producers
yeah,
behind it.
really.
That's wild. And I was wondering if it was because maybe all of his productions are French Canadian, so they're dual, so
Hmm.
you get French funding and Canadian funding and then maybe United States funding as well. Like Martyrs was a
Oh,
Weinstein Brothers production as well as a Canadian French production.
yeah,
So I'm wondering if that's why there's so many producers behind each of his projects.
the Weinstein companies.
Yeah, and whew, I will say now, definitely for those who haven't seen it, watch Martyrs. Definitely for those who haven't seen it, watch The Tall Man. I think The Tall Man is my favorite out of the three. Now that we've watched all three of these films, I mean, I like Martyrs, but watchability wise, I think that The Tall Man was the most cohesive. And I think Jessica Biel's performance is so fucking underrated and so good.
I think Incident in a Ghostland is, for me, out of the three, probably the best that I can probably watch over again.
You really think
Yeah.
so? Oh, that's wild. There are quite a few flaws in this movie that we will talk about. It's mostly from a writer's perspective. There's just like there are a few plot holes that I don't know if I can quite get behind. In contrast, I prefer Martyrs over this movie. Um, but watch wise, I think that this movie is, I mean, obviously any movie in comparison to Martyrs is going to be easier to watch.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it. Let me just say this real quick because I know this will make you happy. I finally finished Sister Death.
What?
Right. I
Oh, through
mean,
my Instagram?
uh yeah, you spoiled the whole fucking end of that movie.
Why? You never watched it, and then I just had to
Well, I
fucking do it.
mean, I watched it in like this weird days because I've been kind of recovering from this sickness. But I remember while I was sick the other night, Alex was like, "Okay, we need to finish Sister Death," and I was like, "Bro, I'm ill. Like,
I
I can't."
literally watched it by myself all over again.
And
I
then
was so excited.
and I kept waking up and like these random spurts of like nuns and blood. And then I was like, "Wait, what's this?" And he was like, "You're
And like
falling
techno
asleep."
music.
Yeah, it was like the most obscure shit and like Spanish, like
Yeah.
and screaming Spanish nuns. And I'm down for something weird like that. Anybody ever seen The Convent? Like go check that out. When I finally put all of it together at the end, y'all, Sister Death is a trip. So Alex's recommendation on that was not a miss.
Yeah, I mean, you have the movie is pretty dope. Like, I got really excited for it.
It was something else, guys. So that is on Netflix. Everybody go watch Sister Death. We'll get around to talking about it eventually when it fits into
Yeah,
whatever fucking theme we are are throwing at you. I don't know if January had a theme so far, what would it be? I mean, we started off with Midnight Kiss, and then we did Christine, and now we're doing Midnight. Midnight. Now we're doing Incident in the Ghostland, and I mean, all of them are kind of like query, right? They kind of have like some
Yeah.
queer stuff, and I say that now about Incident in the Ghostland because of the Candy Truck Woman. And we'll talk about this whole trans killer type of thing that they have throughout this movie and
Yeah.
how much I fucking hate it because it doesn't make any sense and it doesn't serve the story. But it kind of fits into this whole gory gay type of thing that's happening
Hmm.
that fits January, you
Yeah.
know?
So that's how we started with that Midnight Kiss, and now we're just rolling into it with
Yeah, so I'm wondering, since this next pick is supposed to be off of Lonnie's board, because this is the third Monday pick, you know, so I'm wondering how that's going to land for next week.
so
He's here in spirit.
he's here in spirit. So
He's here.
Lonnie's bored. Yeah.
Yeah. What else did we watch? Oh, we watched The Mangler,
Oh my gosh.
another movie that I fucking couldn't even stay awake through.
Yeah.
And that was my idea because we had watched Christine, and then I was like, let's watch another. Was it? Oh, it was another Stephen King movie.
Hmm.
But then we were like, oh, we can't review another possessed like machine.
Which Cujo is, what is it? It's playing on Max right now for free.
Cujo?
Yeah.
We have Cujo.
I know, but I'm just shouting it out there. Just that if you want to watch Cujo, it's playing right now on Max.
Cujo is so good.
Yeah.
Probably one of Stephen King's best film adaptations. Soft and quiet.
I liked it.
It's
Soft and quiet.
it's a trip. The less you know, the better. I don't think we should say anything about it, but it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Y'all should watch Soft and Quiet and just go in knowing nothing and let us know what you think about that because Hootie fucking who.
Yeah. I really like that movie.
Yeah, it's directed by a woman. It's got an all-woman cast, I think, aside from two men who have just very, very small supporting parts and very well acted all around. It's unnerving and it's just it's horrific in its own weird little way. And
Well, I mean, it's squeezed into these movies pretty well. So
Yeah.
we're on the train now.
I'm telling you, and these are mostly movies that we watched today, like Soft and Quiet, The Tall Man, Incident in a Ghostland. This was like a fucked up, weird triple feature that we kind of just did today.
Yeah, but we also went on a hike and we had pancakes and we did all the good stuff.
Yeah, it's been a good day. Like I did not go to work tonight. Like we went to the Wisdom Tree. We hung out with the dogs. We've been on a good one today.
Yeah, take the day off days.
Yeah, it's been really fucking nice, guys. What else has this week in
Still catching up with Nancy Grace, or what's Nancy Grace?
Nancy?
Who's Nancy Grace?
You
Isn't she
know
a
what?
lawyer lady?
She's definitely a lawyer, like a host.
Yeah.
Personality.
She has that red short hair.
She's got that ass.
She's
stamp.
pretty dope. Though.
She's a bitch.
Yeah, she's a
and
bitch.
We love her. We're talking about Natalia Grace.
Yes.
And we finished it, and that we were left with a cliffhanger.
Dude,
Baby,
what the fuck?
y'all gotta watch Natalia Grace too.
What the fuck?
And
She's tweaking.
she tweaking. Y'all, and again, if you are watching Natalia Grace, and you know what? If you are Natalia Grace, you need to
Dude,
let us know what's
what
up.
is going on, Natalia? I believe you, girl.
We believe you. We're on your side. Just like if you're Gypsy Rose Blanchard and you randomly are listening to the Gory Gaze, we on your side too, girl.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of just girl power, that Mother's Instinct trailer that I showed you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Guys, everybody go watch the Mother's Instinct trailer with Anne Hathaway and Jessica Chastain. Girl, you got 2 Academy Award winners duking it out in like this psychological thriller about 2 moms, and y'all gotta watch it.
Watch the trailer. That should have fucking have your stomach in a whirl like the entire time.
And it's not necessarily horror, but it's probably as close to horror as those 2 actresses are gonna get at this point in time.
Yeah.
Anytime soon. It's got like Hand That Rocks the Cradle vibes.
Yeah.
And then there's that new Abigail movie. It's like a Universal monster movie from Radio Silence, and it has our girl Melissa Barrera in it. Everybody go check that out.
Oh, I forgot. I was supposed to watch Kill All Neighbors yesterday. It premiered.
Oh, that's on Shudder.
Yeah,
Right?
totally forgot.
Yeah, you
Maybe we can
totally
watch it
forgot.
after.
Yeah, we can watch that after we're done.
Going to bed.
I have a feeling this is going to be a shorter episode.
But we jumped into this movie not knowing anything, which is kind of cool. I don't know anything about it, honestly, or this guy. I literally watched his all 3 movies right now. Are these all his 3 films? That's all he has?
Yeah, we cleaned out the catalog real
Yeah.
quick because he only has 4 movies. I think
I think he did really good.
Yeah, we didn't do his first feature, which I don't even know what the fuck it's called, but we got the 3 important ones out of the way, I think.
And Jessica Biel for the last one.
Oh my
What a
God.
treat.
I was just like fixated on her during her last monologue. Like I was just like staring at the TV and like, I mean, as like an aspiring actor, you just want certain roles and you want to be given certain opportunities. And that is just one piece of that is just one monologue you just want as an actor, and the camera is just locked on her eyes, and it just loves her. And you guys just watch The Tall Man. If you don't like it, you'll at least like it for her performance.
Yeah,
guaranteed. Ooh, goodness gracious. Oh, quick plug for Fun with Horror. Stanley, participated in a episode for Pet Cemetery 2. Today is Monday. That is going to be coming out tomorrow, Tuesday. So if y'all want to go check that out, we're basically doing the entire series. I had participated with Scotty and Andrew for the first Pet Cemetery, and then I think I'm going to be joining Scotty again for the Pet Cemetery remake, and then Alex and I are going to be joining for Bloodlines eventually. But yeah, go listen to our Pet Cemetery 2 chat when that drops tomorrow, because we had a lot of fun talking about that, and I have a newfound appreciation for Pet Cemetery 2 that I never had before. And I mean, I loved it already, but I love
yeah. You came home from work yesterday, like, you know what I've been thinking about? And I'm like, what? And you're like, Pet Cemetery 2. I just cannot stop thinking about it.
Would not shut the fuck up about it. Like, I like really feel like I learned so much more than I ever really thought I knew. And I did not really love what I brought to the table in my episode with them the first time when we talked about Pet Cemetery 1, which is my all-time favorite. So I really feel like I redeemed myself with this. So check it out. Fun with Horror. Go do it. We love Scotty and Andrew.
Pet Cemetery.
Oh, that's funny. We have our mics on like stacks of like old VHS movies, and in my stack, Pet Cemetery is one of them. So yeah, guys, I guess that is a good segue into
The people under the stairs.
Okay, so we've already talked about Pascal Laugier as a
say that one more time.
Pascal Laugier.
Sure.
No, we're just gonna go with whatever.
I mean, I like Pascal Laugier.
Okay, written and directed by Pascal Laugier.
Yeah.
Laugier. Do you want me to?
I know he's French, so
Yeah.
I want to say it's Pascal Laugier, or
I would say
Laugier.
Laugier, and I got a release date for this film.
How many do you have? Because I found 3.
I have only one.
Okay, what did you have?
June 22nd, which is my dad's birthday. How funny.
That's what I got for the United States. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one for February 3rd, 2018, where it was released at Film Fantastique, and that it took home the grand prize actually, and then it got released in France on March 14th as well.
I wasn't loud enough, but that was my dad's birthday release. I mean, that's my dad's birthday on June 22nd. Happy birthday, Dad.
Your dad's a Cancer?
Yeah.
That I did not know.
He just made it.
Go ahead.
You want runtime? 1 hour and 31 minutes?
Yeah, it's not terribly long. It feels a little bit longer though.
No, it's
I
not.
will say that it feels a little bit longer, and then we talk about why.
Yeah. Taylor Hickson as Vera, which is the young Vera.
Mm-hmm.
And then Emilia Jones as young Beth. And Crystal Reed plays the older Beth. Anastasia Phillips plays the older Vera. And where do we know Anastasia from? She's the girl from Mermaids.
Anastasia Phillips?
Yeah.
I had never seen her before.
I don't know, her face looks familiar.
I had never seen a lot of these actors before or after.
And then we have, of course, Kevin Power, the guy that plays that interesting character, I'm just going to say.
And that person is called...
just a candy truck woman.
That's what that's what they're called. Is the candy truck woman? Oh, we'll talk about.
Then we have Rob Archer, which is just it's the fat man, and you'll know who the fat man is. Obviously, there's only one. I didn't realize that he's the guy that played in the Christmas Horror Story.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, that's him totally done in makeup. And we were rooting for him because we wanted Santa Claus to kick ass, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. So yeah, then we have them, and then we have the mother that plays Colleen, which is Mylene Farmer. You had told me that she's a French singer, or
Yeah, like world famous French singer.
that's
Like
amazing. I believe Kevin Power is the same type of celebrity status that she has.
I had never heard of Kevin Power before. What is his deal?
Me either, but according to Google, he's critically acclaimed as a singer actor. So he's an opera singer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
he's done the Phantom
interesting.
of the Opera.
Oh, wait, are you sure it's not Repo the Genetic Opera?
No, it's literally the Phantom of the Opera. Tony Award-winning musicals, The Phantom of the Opera,
Oh my God, that's
Unwritten the
wonderful.
musical,
Because he was in
oh,
Repo
Urinetown,
the Genetic Opera as well.
and he also has done Les Miserables.
Les Miserables?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I have so many problems with that fucking character. I don't even know where to begin. Just saying. Okay.
Honestly. So
Yeah.
you want for Rotten Tomatoes, I could give you the scores.
Sure.
53% for Rotten Tomatoes,
53?
53%.
Okay.
Audience score of 59,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a IMDb is 6.4 out of 10.
Okay.
Metascore 44 out of 100.
I love it.
Yeah, and supposedly this film has really good awards. It has like 6 wins and 5 nominations.
It won that grand jury prize that I was talking about, or the grand prize, I mean, at the Film Fantastique or
Mhm.
whatever.
They won like audience awards and some type of prizes throughout cinematography and
Oh,
motion and
that's
stuff like
cool.
that. Yeah,
I like that. I will say that it was filmed nicely.
yeah.
Like
Honestly,
like I said earlier, this guy loves his long hallways. He likes his dimly lit rooms. The
mhm.
set pieces are really cool. Like
You don't
it
really move to too many sets.
no, you're in that house like a good majority of the time.
Yeah, in all
You
three
know.
movies, you were just located in one spot throughout the entire film.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. Okay, well, it received okay reviews. It seems like the Hollywood Reporter called it quote taut, somewhat corny, and said that it's neither for the faint of heart nor the sharp of mind. And the same reviewer also notated that it's the director's second English directing effort, and that would come after The Tall Man, which is the one we talked about starring Jessica
Mhm.
Biel. And he commented, and I quote, he could have brushed up more on his dialogue, which rings awfully flat. And that's something that I could also agree with, because a lot of the dialogue just seemed it just didn't seem natural. And I guess, and I don't want to say that in the sense of it felt like it wasn't written by someone whose first language was not English. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Does
Mhm.
that make sense?
Mhm.
If this movie was filmed in French with a French track, I think
Yeah,
that it probably would have flowed better
I
dialogue
get you.
wise,
I
you
get
know?
you. Uh-huh.
So Variety said it all seems slick, intense, and unpleasant in the same hollow way that Martyrs did because all the cruelty is so meaningless.
Then don't
Um,
watch it. Oh,
yeah, but I mean, I think that all the cruelty in Martyrs was very, very.
Martyrs is horrific. I mean, this bitch got deskinned, or how would you say
I
that?
mean, she got filleted. But I
Filleted.
mean, that's a big spoiler, and I might edit that out. But,
Oh gosh.
well, yeah.
Who cares?
But
Guys, watch it and watch, and you'll see what part I'm talking about.
I mean, it's the end of the movie.
There you go. Join the party.
The Village Voice wrote that the film was this movie that we're talking about was a disturbing and effective critique of misogynist torture porn. And I did throw the word misogynist out while we were watching Incident in a Ghostland.
Listen, it's gross, but yeah,
The director hates women, dude. Like he
yeah.
spends every one of his movies just knocking the shit out of
It
women.
should fall in sadistic for a category, and that's it.
Yeah, like
Yeah, sadistic thriller, and that's it.
in December of 2016, there was a huge uh accident
Ooh,
on the
girl.
set of this film, and that was with actress Taylor Hickson, who plays young Vera. And I'm just gonna throw it out there that accident or no accident, she's my least favorite actress in this film.
She is fucking You know what? I'm not going to say it anymore. I don't
What?
want to hashtag anybody and get in trouble for
What were you gonna say? I want to hear
I was
it.
going to say she is so fucking annoying. She's
Oh my
just,
god!
you know what? She is just a brat.
She actually was physically disfigured while shooting a scene for this movie. There's a scene near the end of the movie where she is pounding on a large pane of glass, and apparently the director, Pascal
Yeah.
Laugier,
Director
he
PL.
yeah, PL. He had directed her to pound harder on the glass with her fists. That's a quote. While he was filming another take, the glass shattered, and this caused her head and upper body to fall through the door and shards of glass. And as a result, this badly cut the left side of her face. And you can Google the photos of
Oh, I think I know
this.
what part that is then. So
Yeah.
that's what, is that when the mom's like telling her, do you really want to go? And she's like, yeah. And then
Yeah.
the sister starts running towards the door and she like jumps at the door. Okay.
That's the part.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Because I remember she's on the other side banging at the glass.
Yeah, and
Okay.
so you can Google this, and there's actual photos of a large gash in this actress's face, and she had to
Yeah.
get 70 stitches. And as annoying as the character is, as
She
much
needs to get her money.
I mean, she got money. There was a
She needs to
settlement,
get her money.
and I mean, she sued for that she was not able to find work after this. And some of us might say that, oh well, it might not have affected her much. She ended up with like a starring role on a television show afterward. But I'm gonna point out the other actress who plays young Beth starred in 8 feature films after this film. And this movie was in 2018. It is now 2024. This other one, Taylor Hickson, has been in one film since.
It's the name,
Ghostland.
Taylor Hickson. Of
That
course
could
it
also
is.
be it.
It's fucking money.
No, but it was a really horrific accident. And she, in the lawsuit, stated that the company failed to take any and all reasonable steps to ensure that industry standards and practices were adhered to, including but not limited to the use of safety glass and or stunt doubles as appropriate. So yeah, they were fined $40,000 by the province of Manitoba, and she ended up getting amount of money. I don't know exactly how much.
This isn't even the movie, guys.
The movie was filmed in Canada for the most part. That's basically all the background information that I feel like is important. I don't think that this guy has made a movie since Incident in a Ghostland. Did you see?
I think he did all 3 of them, went out with a bang, and he's all, let's go, get the money.
Yeah, I think that this was probably his last directorial effort. I will commend this guy for writing and directing all of his features. Like, I think that he does writing and directing for all of them. His first film was called Saint Ange, it looks like.
It's like, well, if they went direct to streaming, with all those producers, how much money did you actually make?
I don't know how any of that works. You're asking
You
the
know?
wrong guy. Oh, it looks like he directed Mylene Farmer's music video for City of Love. So he had directed a music video for the woman who plays Colleen, the French singer, in 2015. So that's kind of neat. So he had worked with her before. I like
It's
that.
pretty. She reminds me of an American actress. I just can't put my finger on it. I just don't remember which one, but she certainly has a face I know.
Yeah, I like her a lot. I like when directors get like an obscure, famous foreign star of sorts to be the headline of their movie. You know what I mean?
Probably how he felt about Jessica Biel.
Oh my god, he was fucking lucky.
Yeah.
Like, and that would never happen again, especially after everything that happened in this movie with that actress. That's probably why he hasn't made a movie since.
And I felt like Incident of Ghostland had a lot of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre like feel in it, and him and Jessica Biel, like he probably was super excited to like cast her.
Jess, I'm telling you now, just part of me wishes we were fucking talking about the tall man. Jessica Biel is very, very underrated as an actress. People don't realize how good Jessica Biel is. And the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 is a fucking amazing movie. Like, a lot of people don't realize that is one of the better remakes that have ever been produced.
Is that the 3D one?
That's a terrible film. And no.
Okay. There's one in 3D, right? That's not the one?
Yeah, it's called Texas Chainsaw 3D.
I remember that fucking
But
thing.
I mean, and that one actually, like, with repeat viewings, it's better. Like, you find like little things here and there.
Going for a bus ride.
But anyway, so Yeah, it's funny that we're talking about that because I wanted to pick a Texas Chainsaw movie for our next review, but it's Lonnie's board pick, so it's not
right on the
in this.
board.
I'm pretty sure the original is, but I don't think we're there yet. This is a safe space. God, it's always a safe space, isn't it? This is a safe spot to just start talking about Incident in a Ghostland. What do you say?
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's get in the car.
Oh, let's get in the candy truck.
No, you get in the car. I'll get in the car with Mom and the girls.
Okay, I'm gonna get in the candy truck because we all know that Stanley likes candy.
I'm sure.
Incident in a Ghostland goes like this.
Probably because Big Daddy Rob Archer's in that candy truck.
Oh shit.
Patrick had a vague feeling something was about to happen. Something in the breeze of twilight had whispered, "It's going to happen tonight."
You just passing through?
No, we're moving here into Aunt Clarice's house.
Okay, what's the story about?
Some guy's been breaking into people's homes, murdering the parents, and sparing the daughters. He stays in the house with her, along with the parents' dead bodies. I like to write stories.
Incident in a Ghostland is your most personal book so far.
Your sales are through the roof. They adore you.
Hello?
Please, you have to come back.
Vera?
They never should have stayed in that house. Capacity to create your own worlds.
I guess the question is why write this book?
To keep from going insane.
She keeps reliving that night over and over.
Are you gonna let me die alone?
You never should have stayed in that house.
Nobody's here. No one is here, Vera. I know what you want from your sister.
They broke me, and now they're playing with you.
Do you understand now, Beth? What did you do to me?
Except what happened.
Tell me what you did! Stop running away!
We open up on a big picture of H.P. Lovecraft, the author, and a quote from him, and a quote from our lead protagonist, Beth. And I don't know why we have chosen H.P. Lovecraft of all horror authors. I'm not sure why we didn't choose Edgar Allan Poe or Stephen King or even fucking Dean Koontz. I don't know what the importance of H.P. Lovecraft is because it's not explored the way I don't know. So there's
none of the little Easter eggs make sense.
Yeah, it's just not. I mean, he pops up, like it's thrown out there later, but it's just not delved into the way that I feel like it could have been. Yeah. It is clear though that Beth loves him and that he is her favorite author. So there's that. A little boy runs into the street, and also don't mind that either because you will never see that little boy again.
I am like, what in the Children of the Corn was going on there? Honestly, like, what happened? What was it all about? Malachi?
I have no idea. And he looks like he bounced right off the cover of the remake of Children of the
He's
Corn.
really lost there. Like,
Yeah.
he's lost in time.
No idea. It's a cool image though.
It really is.
I kind of liked that. So we have Beth, her sister Vera, and their mother Colleen, and they are en route via car to their new place of residency. The family dynamic is established very quickly. Beth is a writer, Vera is an outspoken little bitch, and mom favors Beth, and that is also something that is made abundantly clear right from the get-go. And I love that mom speaks French and neither of the kids do.
Yeah. Where are we supposed to be?
That is something that's not established.
Right.
And I kind of like that.
So we'll just say Canada.
I mean, sure, but like, mom is French and the two girls look very different.
Well, the names are like very old American, like Vera, Beth.
Yeah,
Even the mom, Pauline.
Yeah,
And then the aunt's name. What's the aunt's name?
Clarice.
Clarice.
Yeah, yeah. And so this could very well be like a Midwest, like
Yeah,
Iowa or something like that. But or this gave me High Tension vibes, and I don't think you've seen High Tension yet, but
No.
um,
I just kind of giggled because I'm like, jump on the train. It's just we're already on it.
no, I mean, if you can sit through Martyrs, you can sit through High Tension, and you know what? Maybe we'll do
Girl.
High Tension, girl. That's a High Tension. Oh my God. You know what? Okay, sorry. Never mind. My mind is reeling. So they are interrupted by a large candy truck, and the driver cuts them off, but waves at them. Vera gives them the middle finger.
Which is totally inappropriate.
Put that in your back pocket, though, because this middle finger is going to come back into play. And I agree, completely inappropriate. But we get the title card and a creepy sound cue to go with it, Incident in a Ghostland. And I love the way that this transition happens.
Yeah.
So we go to a gas station. Beth explains to the gas station attendant that they're moving to Aunt Clarice's old place. Apparently, Aunt Clarice collected old dolls, and everyone knows that. Beth sees the candy truck outside. It doesn't stay long. I like that this is moving along very quickly. It's a good creepy buildup so far. What do you think?
I think it's getting there. For sure. My stomach was already like not building up, and also like the movie in Spanish, Incidentes en el Infierno, which means incidents in hell.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay,
everything sounds better in Spanish.
Yeah.
Beth reads the paper that tells us that there is a killer on the loose, targeting the parents and sparing the daughters. The killer stays in the house with the girls and the parents' dead bodies. Did I get that right? Is that what I gathered?
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
Did you catch that when Taylor Hickson is trying on sunglasses, she says, "God, I look heinous"?
No, I didn't.
Foreshadowing, because she ended up getting her face all fucked up. So I bet not only can she not watch this movie at all.
Oh my gosh, that's horrific.
Can you imagine like that line, like looking
like forever?
Oh my God.
Stamped.
I look heinous.
Appreciate what
Look at this girl now. She is very pretty. I'm going to say she's pretty. And that scar is not something that I think personally should withhold her from getting work. But I also don't think she's a terrific actress. So there's one thing to be beautiful, but there's one thing to be talented. And I don't know that this girl is a very good actress. I personally don't think so. This is a house, Aunt Clarice's house, that is pulled right out of a Rob Zombie movie, and they say it themselves. Vera says, "This is a Rob Zombie house. There are dolls everywhere, weird things. It's like a Texas Chainsaw wet dream."
It's horrible. Like as soon as you walk in, like I actually like the style of the house. To me, it feels like one of those antique shops you could just pick and choose.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. It's like a garage sale from hell.
Mm-hmm.
I love the shot of the house outside when the electricity comes on.
Yeah,
it's got that haunted house vibe. It's so cool. What do you think of the vibe between the two sisters?
I don't know how the fuck they're related. Honestly,
I don't either.
They look like completely different people. Like it must be one of those like. Well, they didn't talk about the father either, right?
I think they mention it later on that the dad was like a deadbeat drunk.
Okay.
So I think that they have the same dad. I just think that they're just so polar opposite, and the movie tries so hard to make them polar opposites. Yeah. But I just the character development is not there for either of them as sisters.
Even the names Vera and Beth, like they're totally different family members.
Yeah, I just don't care enough about Vera. I like Beth. I was invested enough about Beth, but again, it's the writing's fault. Like the writer wants you to care more about Beth than Vera, but it's unfortunate because more is happening to Vera's character as the story progresses.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's one of those Soft and Silent or whatever that movie was.
Soft and Quiet. God, everybody go watch Soft and Quiet.
Yeah.
And what did you think about the antique mirror bit? With the dummy that was inside of it that like they kept using for jump scares.
I kind of appreciate that.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, because that kind of stirred you a different way.
Yeah, I love moving in segments where people are moving into new houses or old houses even, but like where they have to readjust and like settle in.
Yeah.
I wrote down in my notes that Taylor Hickson is a bit of an overactor, and I think I just let that manipulate myself into really. It just overshadowed my thought process for her the entire time. Like I couldn't take it out of my head that she's just a bad actor.
There's just a reason why they told her to act that way and why they went along with it too. Like she was just casted as that bratty kid, or like just to be annoying like that. Something happened because she They literally just rolled with it.
Yeah, everybody makes choices when they're acting, and I get that, but whatever. I shouldn't be so hard on her. Beth unpacks her bags, lots of books. She starts menstruating. She has a meltdown. Mom comforts her, but Vera has disdain towards her. It's very interesting that this was written by a man, right?
Yeah.
Like-
But how many producers were women?
I don't know if any were, if any of them were.
Yeah, you're right.
I wonder if this is a real life reaction of a girl who gets her period and the women around her who react to it. Like if this is how they would actually react. If we have any women listeners and you've seen this movie, let us know if this is like a super traumatic experience or if it's like an empowering moment or if it's both or if it.
I don't know. It's like, who's more dramatic, her or Carrie's period?
I mean, I think Carrie's first period is probably one of the most traumatic scenes in movie history.
Yeah.
Period.
Period.
Bum, bum, bum. Vera and Colleen have a convo about Beth's mental clarity. Vera tells Colleen that she recently found a typed up interview that Beth made herself, interviewing herself, and that she's basically implying that her younger sister is delusional. So also hold on to that because that's going to come really into play here in a little bit. But also, I don't know. I used to do that kind of shit when I was little, like the Oscar speeches and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I just did one on
When you were little?
I know. I just did one on the hike earlier today when we were going to the wisdom tree. But yeah, dude, Vera is just so mean spirited. Like I don't like how mean she is. And I know that they have to give her something to do, but I hate characters like this.
Yeah.
Like when she screams, I know you love her more.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Like I didn't have to deal with that because I was the youngest and my mom obviously loves me in a different way than she loves my siblings. I'm not saying she loves me more, but we just have a different relationship.
She does.
Totally. The shot of the headlights in the distance after Vera screams at Colleen is
freaks me out.
Such a good like Jeepers Creepers-esque type of shot. Love it. I love those in any scary film.
Yeah. Automatically like just fucking freaks you out.
We should point out that Colleen is a collector of old shit. So the fact that they're moving into a big house full of antique stuff is not super extraordinary.
It's home to her. And we know this because the daughter's like, where do you want your antique lamp?
Yeah.
Where do you want your antique lamp?
And Beth had said it to the gas station attendant lady too, that they like old things and that this is like a new adventure of sorts. So the candy truck parks outside. And keep in mind, we are barely 15 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
So this is moving very, very quickly. The girls bicker back and forth, and they hear a noise from downstairs. Mom gets a phone call, and as she's walking down the hall, she is attacked by a character that we will call the Fat Man, or Santa Claus, or Krampus, or...
Yeah.
He then attacks the girls. We hear them screaming, and we see a woman figure walk out of the candy truck and into the house, too. And as the girls are dragged downstairs and by the woman, we see that she's actually a man dressed as a woman, and she flips us off.
Yeah. The flipping off earlier, right? When they were on the road.
Yeah. It's a weird moment. It's not pretty. Nobody wants to see two young girls get dragged down a flight of stairs by a fat man with a cleft lip.
Especially after they witnessed their mom get all beat up.
Yeah, home invasion scenes are kind of tough, and if they're not done right, they can be really hokey and stupid. And this whole home invasion scene is handled very well.
When you selected this movie, you had brought up Inside because we had watched that movie as well.
Yeah,
and
yeah, go ahead.
It was just relative to this movie, it's those home invasion movies.
And it's it's a French director and it's a French writer. I mean, same writer, same director, and they do things a lot differently than American cinema, you know. So they aren't afraid to like push different boundaries and push different buttons. And this guy, PL, you know, he is very unafraid to show us what we don't want to see, but also there are things that he keeps off camera that we don't need to see. So it's interesting what he decides to show us later, though, like girls peeing on themselves.
Yeah, it's like he does a lot of the stuff that people don't talk about, but then he's very careful of showing us.
Yeah. Again, everybody watch Martyrs. Just saying. So the girls are dragged downstairs. The fat man picks up Beth by the throat and smells her vagina, then throws her to the ground because remember that she is bleeding. He does the same to Vera and very much drags her into the darkness, and we can only assume sexually assaults her.
Yeah.
And all you hear is screaming. Thankfully, we don't see the sexual assault, but the implications are more than enough.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, just saying.
Nothing to say about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, what do you say?
Skip along.
Yeah. Beth goes upstairs and cannot leave the front door because she is locked inside. The candy truck woman, that's what we're going to call her because that's her name. And we're also going to refer to her as she, even though the character is clearly a man. We'll get to all of this once we break it down. She slaps Beth and basically forces her to be submissive to her and says, "We just want to play with dolls."
Yeah.
And then says, "Don't look at me," and whips a belt at her.
At this point, I was just looking at the color palette and like the atmosphere from the house. I was like, wow, what a great movie. Like it was done really good. Like I'm literally watching the surroundings at this point and I'm watching everything take place, but I'm looking around at the house and I'm like, wow, look at these colors, the palette, everything's so good around here.
Yeah, it has that music video editing to it as well. Like, especially when because they don't want you to see the candy truck woman's face. I don't think they want you to know that she is a man.
It's this satanic, really like deep voice that's so like terrifying. When she talks, like would she say something about the mom is the first thing that she tells her, or what she say something in that voice, it just like makes you it puts you in shock.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy.
Yeah.
Even if I don't agree with it necessarily, it's still kind of unsettling.
Yeah.
So mom retaliates at Candy Truck Woman. They have an epic fight in the kitchen as Beth watches from the stairwell, and I'm kind of reminded of the fight between Laurie and Michael in Halloween Ends. Like this whole kitchen set piece with the constant door slamming, the screaming. There's a lot. It's very chaotic.
It's the way to create a fight without being hurt, and you're banging more of the cabinets and more of the doors and making noise other than real,
I love it.
Getting hurt.
Candy Truck Woman falls to the floor dead, and Colleen urges Beth to run. Vera screams for help from the basement, and Colleen goes down to help her, Beth watching as Colleen kills the fat man and essentially the Candy Truck Woman as well. The end.
Fucking amazing. Very empowering.
We're done, guys. So next week, we're going to be talking about... I'm just kidding. So adult Beth snaps out of a dream, consoled by her husband, and this is a recurring thing because she's having nightmares all the time, it sounds like. And we have fast forwarded, I'm assuming 20 years, 15 years, something like that. Yeah, we now are with adult Beth.
At this point, if the movie hasn't confused you, we probably did already.
Yeah, we've just done a time jump.
Yep.
Like we are now in the future. Beth is an accomplished horror novelist, like her beloved H.P. Lovecraft, who she has a framed photo of on her desk. She still uses her old ass typewriter, which I don't think I ever mentioned in the beginning, but she had moved in with her to Aunt Clarice's, an old typewriter that she writes her stories on. And if I was her fucking agent, I would kill her because nobody wants to sit around and wait for anybody, even Stephen King, to write a fucking book on a typewriter these days. Get it together, bitch.
And the way she types. Also, why aren't we celebrating the mom? She was a fucking hero. She saved these girls.
Oh yeah, mom is literally the hero.
Like, let me tell you guys, the movie moved on because mom saved the day. She killed those killers, and now she's living her life.
Yeah, I literally just kind of like skimmed over that. Like I'm like, oh, Colleen killed the fat man and the candy truck woman. Like mom fucking saved the day. That's why I ended the movie.
It's like, very a wonderful knife right now.
Yeah, this is where the movie should have ended.
Yeah,
because we just start over like in a new movie, and it's kind of interesting and weird. And then like all of a sudden, it's not interesting because this is where I lost interest.
Honestly, I was about to say, if you're not paying attention, you're gonna lose it right here.
I mean, the whole second part just seems a little pretentious, right? Like. First off, like, is her husband her agent or her publicist or what? We never know.
Just somebody there, like the alarm clock.
And exactly, but then even knowing what we know, like after we finish the movie, just the way it's written from this point forward is just like, I don't know, it just doesn't have the same flair as the first 20 minutes. And again, even knowing what we know, it just begs a question, like, was the first 20 minutes a waste of time? Or was this next 20 minutes a waste of time? Like, was PL a lazy writer?
No, I think it connected itself pretty well. Like once you pay attention to it, to the actual movie, and you jump all that.
And I'm jumping myself.
It literally, like once I understood the movie, I was like, holy fuck, this is amazing writing. I literally was like, I didn't understand it the first time. The fucking second time, I was like, holy shit, this movie is so crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Beth goes on Tonight with Eve, and who doesn't want to go on Tonight with Eve, to promote Incident in a Ghostland, which is her new book. Eve wants to know if the book was autobiographical. And this is the part where I specifically can understand why people criticize the English, like the way that the script is written, because it's kind of poor writing. Like this part more specifically between Eve and Beth. Like I just think this whole section could have been taken out. So Beth and her husband have a son whom she refers to as Harlequin due to the costume that he's wearing. And before she takes him to bed, she receives a phone call from Vera, who is crying, begging her to come home and help her. Not fucking around on this, Beth books it home. She explains to her husband that Vera has been delusional since the original invasion years ago, and this is something that requires her presence, especially since she can't get a hold of Colleen. Would you go?
Shit. No, that phone call just no. It's fuck no. Like I moved away from that.
If I couldn't get a hold of my mom, if I couldn't get a hold of her, like I would call the police and have
the neighbor.
And I know we wouldn't have a movie, but like that's okay.
Well, this phone call kind of threw me off already. It just became like an M. Night Shyamalan type of film.
I love that you can say his name.
Really?
I don't know how to pronounce it. Shyamalan. I say Shamalala.
Everybody does. The easy way out. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but it honestly became like the tone of the movie just changed to one of those films to me, and I started like I still enjoyed it. Like I still sat at the edge of my seat the entire time, but it just became just the slower version of this.
So Beth arrives home. Mom is fine. Everything's fine. Mom looks the same. Beth settles into her old room. I don't think that...
Yeah, that's what I meant, like, by that phone call and that whole, like, the film just changes, like, now it feels, like, weird. Like, why did she get that phone call? Why did she so, like, she went back so comfortably, like, now she's back at the house, settling in her old room, you know, like...
Yeah, like, there's a lot of things that kind of, like, flipped a switch, like, and had me thinking, even on the second watch, that I had forgotten about, like, the alarm clock, and then, like, the Harlequin costume, and, like, there was, like, stuff where I was like, what the fuck?
Why is she there again?
Yeah. So we hear Vera freaking out in the basement, and we learn that she has locked herself in the basement on her own will. She's, quote, hiding. She has a life-size doll down there, and it's a maze of sorts. Adult Vera is a madhouse of a woman, traumatized beyond repair, and has never fully recovered from that night years ago, and refuses to leave the basement.
It sucks, but she has a phone. Also, I can't. That kind of sucks because Beth left, so she left them. She built her own life, published books, blah blah blah, and the mom stayed back. The hero still losing out on her life, you know, being there for the sister in the entire time. It just sucks for both of these characters that just stayed behind.
But Beth sends money every month.
Oh, fuck the money.
Yeah, Beth sends money every month, but Colleen apparently has been selling all the dolls and stuff that have been residing at Aunt Clarice's for the last however many years to, like, fund herself. So
Colleen needs to take a trip to Aruba.
I know, she don't need none of Beth's money. But it is quite sad, though. So,
it really is.
I love that you're like, she has a phone. She's fine.
She's fine.
But again, I just wish that the performance from adult Vera was better, too. Like, she's also not a good actress.
Yeah.
It's a little over the top. So I don't know. It's almost bordering on the line of camp. Like, it's, like, kind of campy. Like, she's, like, so close to, like, Joan Crawfording on me.
Holy shit.
I'm dead serious.
Even the makeup, those cheeks?
Yeah, like, I mean, and I know that that's all for a point and stuff, but whatever. Like, I do love the basement stuff, though. Like, I love the way the basement stuff is constructed.
It looks like one of those walkthrough mazes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's just so presented, so, like, the colors are so vivid. Everything's, like, in your face, you know, so you can be immersed in it.
Yeah, I agree. So Colleen and Beth have a talk about Vera's mental health. Vera is seeing people that are not there. I mean, hello.
Hallucinogens.
We get a nightmare sequence that I didn't give a fuck about with the mirror and the dummy inside the mirror. But the dummy is kind of scary.
Yeah, she is. That's like Annabelle's cousin.
Yeah. The next morning, Beth wakes up and finds "Help Me" on her mirror in lipstick.
That's how you're going to say it? You're not going to say, "Help me,
help me. She goes down in the basement and finds a naked Vera holding the life-size doll with her, who begs that she doesn't want to be hurt anymore and just wants help. And I just realized that the life-size doll is supposed to be Beth.
Oh,
I didn't realize that. Yeah, until just now when I'm like, oh my God.
holy
Like she's
fuck.
holding the life-size doll, but that
Over there, like Vera's living in the 60s.
yeah. I want to love Vera, dude, but I just don't feel like
She didn't do it for me. She just got worse.
the chemistry is important for a movie like this. And like in Martyrs, the chemistry between the two lead girls is so off the charts. And even the girl who ends up becoming the martyr, spoiler,
Yeah.
has chemistry between the people who are beating the shit out of her. You know what I mean? But like both Veras in this film have like no chemistry with anybody. Like
No.
maybe they have chemistry in other movies that they're in with other actors, but not here. And it's unfortunate because whether or not the story here is good, it would have been better if the acting was good.
Yeah. It's like they hired her just to beat her up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you.
But that's these movies, though, you know? Mom and Beth have a drunken little party in the living room by themselves because it's a party in the USA.
Because you have to drink.
Yeah. Mom praises Incident in a Ghostland, calling it Beth's best work yet. Down in the basement, Vera cries to her dolls. I hate the way Beth fingers for her book in the next scene, like when she's looking for her book and takes off her glasses. When she
That
hears
is
the
so
noise.
annoying to me. That's why it's just like she became such a fascist asshole. Like, I don't understand who she is anymore. You left your mom and your sister behind, bro. What are you doing? We know who you are.
Yeah, there's so much that I don't agree with. So she goes into a room because she hears noises, and then she finds Beth handcuffed to a bed, dressed and made up as a doll. But
On purpose.
well, we're to think that she did this to herself because her mom suggested earlier that she's done this in the past, like that she tied herself to a radiator or something, right?
Fucking mess.
So Vera is suddenly locked in the room, and we can hear sounds of slapping and screaming. And Beth tries to get in, but she can't. So she kneels down to look through the keyhole, and we get one of those scary jump scares where someone is on the other side.
This honestly scared the fuck out of me because I was expecting something to be further bit back, like, you know, that she can actually see in full, but it was literally right there in her face, and that shit freaked me out.
I jumped like a little girl.
Yeah.
100%. Vera is supernaturally attacked by an invisible force. Her fingers are bent backwards and she is slapped around in the hallway and it looks painful and she screams and it's fucked up and her face is beaten to shit. Colleen goes to the road for help and Beth stays behind to aid Vera, who has disappeared roaming the halls again.
I love when they do something like this, like somebody floating, getting beat up like that, slapped around. Only when it's done well, like this was done well to me.
I also think that this was done well. Like,
she looked possessed as fuck.
I hate though when she comes back and she's gone because it's like,
oh yeah,
this bitch can't sit still, and she ends up back in the fucking basement just crying more. And
there's a lot of that little running around stuff that I didn't really like appreciate. Like it was too much for me.
Yeah,
but I think it was the point of the movie. Like, you know, you never see his face. Or
yeah, dude. And I was losing steam at this point, like, because I was like, where are we going with this? Yeah. What is happening? Like, what the fuck is happening? And then we hear the candy truck woman's voice from the locked basement tell Beth, "We broke your sister and now it's your turn."
That's what I was saying. Like, what does she say to her?
And that's where Vera is, by the way. She's back in the basement. So hours seem to have passed as Beth has fallen asleep upstairs. And when she wakes, she is attacked by the candy truck woman, which is another effective jump scare. So we get some scratchy record music, which I'm a sucker for. And Beth wakes up to find that she has gotten the shit kicked out of her. And this actress has a full-on breakdown, which I love. Like, this was like such a good moment for this particular actress. And I wish that this was the same energy that she was getting from adult Vera.
Yeah.
So she is looking for mom, can't find mom. She realizes she's like completely alone. And then she goes into the basement to confront Vera. And this is where we get the big plot twist, which is what, Alex?
She's a killer.
Yeah.
She's a woman.
Yeah.
What's the plot twist?
Oh. Okay. That mom was actually killed.
Oh yeah, when she actually described, and then she's like, sorry, it's because I was so captivated by where you were saying like this. This part. No,
he said all this with such conviction. He looks me dead in the eyes and goes, "That she's the killer.
She's the killer.
That she's a woman."
No, because the mom literally has been dead, but the way that Beth is telling Vera, "What have you done to me?" Like, like kind of like woke her up.
Yeah,
Like,
because Beth has been living in her head,
yeah.
like in some fantasy for this second act of the movie. And
Like Martyrs, was it where she let go? Remember, was the whole thing like they finally like this girl in Martyrs finally got to a place where she let go of the pain and everything in her body.
yeah.
And that's kind of like what Beth did. She let go of the pain and everything in her body, and she kind of like started living a different life in her head.
Yeah, she jumped 20 fucking years in the future and became a successful horror novelist. And in this version of her reality, her mother lived and saved
Yeah.
the day. And her sister, traumatized, yes, was still
Yeah.
existing in a different type of fashion. And she
Yep.
had a husband and she had a son.
It's like I call it the let go, because you literally let go of everything and you're just floating in this, made up reality that you
Yeah.
created now.
And this is unfortunately not the case. Beth and Vera are both in the basement and they have been very physically abused
Yeah.
by, we can only imagine, the candy truck woman and the fat man. Mom is dead. Mom has had her
Yeah.
throat slit and she has been stabbed to death by candy truck woman, and her body is upstairs, like
This
in a closet somewhere, I
It's
think.
so fucked up now. Like when she like literally wakes up from it and she realizes that mom has been dead the entire time, that this has all
Yeah.
been like just a made up muse.
It's very much one of those plot twists where you're supposed to be like, oh, wow. Or it has the effect that it had on me, like, oh, wow.
Mm.
So, how did it affect you?
It kind of like maybe like you did, like it affected you. It felt like, oh gosh, am I gonna have to like understand a whole other movie now, or like like
Because
did everything I just learned is gonna be tossed out the window and I have to pay attention to something else?
I mean, I would have been fine with this movie had they given us that entire second act and then expanded. Like if we would have just gone another 20 minutes with the adults and there had been more conflict and we had more resolution, if we just would have had something. For them to insult our fucking intelligence like this, make us feel like that we know nothing about movies and that we are not smart enough. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
what I felt like that this writer thinks that we
Wouldn't
that
catch on to all that or be
Yeah.
like questioning like what the fuck?
And so now we have to sit through another 20 minutes of two poor girls just getting
Yeah.
fucking vandalized.
Like
I mean-
everything that we thought had happened in the beginning of the movie is just about to happen again, because we're just realizing that Beth is going to experience what Vera had been experiencing this entire time.
Yeah, because Vera was not wrong. Vera has been in the future version. Vera has been living the truth.
Yeah.
Like so Beth is basically okay, so we watch adult Beth lose it and curl up on the ground as she has flashbacks of this fantasy that she's created, right? So we pan away and we pan over to teen Beth and Vera, who are holding each other, and Vera is asking Beth, "Are you back?" Which indicates that this has all been a lie. At this point, I'm fucking exhausted. And you see the Harlequin photo. You see the random photo of who we thought was her husband. You see the "help me" written on the mirror. You see all these little, what you called Easter eggs,
Yeah.
that indicate that Beth had escaped into her head to deal with the trauma that she was experiencing per the interview Vera mentioned earlier. Like, that's what I told you to put into your back pocket. When Vera had told her mom, I found this interview that she did of herself. Like, she's not all there. So, was this stupid or was it effective? I think it was kind of both, depending on your attitude.
Yeah.
Like, it just depends on the day that you're having. The first time I watched this, I was like, ugh, okay. The second time, I was like, ugh, okay. The third time, I was like, fine, whatever. The third time, I liked this movie the most out of the times that I watched it. I don't know that I'll watch this again anytime soon, but the third time was the most effective time watching it. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like that's what happened to me the second time. I kind of like pieced it together and I was like, oh shit, that's why I finally understood the movie.
Yeah, I just don't like a plot twist like that that makes you think that you should feel a certain way, because I don't like thinking that I should feel stupid when I know that I have missed nothing and that there is no reason for me to feel that way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so the girls pig out and Beth cannot eat because she's so overcome with sadness. She tells Vera how much she hates her, and both girls are beaten to shit. I just need to point that out too. Like, this director loves his girls in beat up makeup.
Yeah.
Like, he really does. The music also sounds really Lifetimey right here.
Yeah.
And if the music was different, I think this probably would have been a little bit more of a endearing moment for these two actresses. So the girls have to hide because an alarm clock goes off. And Taylor Hickson, or Vera rather, explains to Beth that she has to hide because the candy truck lady loves having to find her and make it. They want to make a game out of this. So the candy truck lady slaps the shit out of her. And when Beth wakes up, she's in the movie poster makeup. So you have the movie poster of like the China doll with like the broken face.
Mm-hmm.
That's this part. The special makeup effects in this are really good.
Yeah, they are.
So as much as I don't like seeing a girl with her face like beat to hell, this is all really what I would think realistic.
Yeah, the makeup is really good. I would have never imagined a fat guy not being a fat guy.
Yeah. And he's actually a really handsome man, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So we get a little bit more of a close up on the candy truck woman. I just have so many questions. Why is this character?
I'm not sure. I had told you that I don't think they wanted to put a sex on the killer, which was just to label him the killer.
There's no reason that this character had to be. I'm assuming the character is trans.
And then at the end of the movie, just to jump all the way to the end, the girls, when they're being rescued, she goes, "It was two men."
I put that in my notes too. So it's safe to say at the end that this was actually the candy truck man.
Yeah.
Because we're calling her the candy truck woman the entire time, but she's dressed up as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And is this character safe as a woman the entire time? Are we safe in women's clothes? Are we parading around as a woman? Are we a woman?
Like, or is it the whole doll thing and dressing up and
are we mother to this fat man? I wanted so much more character development. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
This movie could have, it was only an hour and a half. This movie could have had 10 more minutes on background for these two characters. I know that sometimes less exposition is scarier, and without some motivation behind stuff like this is scarier. But this type of stuff is kind of unforgivable. You don't just get to throw a trans killer at us and be like, be scared of this trans killer.
Yeah.
Like, be scared of this person because they're trans. Let's be scared of a trans killer.
Like,
no.
Let's create a monster out of trans women now.
Yeah, like, you're causing transphobia for no fucking reason. And that's so fucking ignorant. I just found myself getting so worked up over this because I don't know that this character worked entirely at at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then why name her the candy truck woman?
Yeah, and that's what we're called in the credits.
Yeah, why not just the candy truck driver? Why even I don't
why have a wig?
That character.
Why have a wig? Why are we dressing ourselves as a woman? Why are we
when you initially have no particular role to play? It's just you.
I'm sweating. Like, I'm so worked up over this. Like,
it's just you being a second person to this act, like this fucking grotesque act.
I didn't realize how defensive I've been getting over our queer characters over the last couple of episodes. I think Midnight Kiss really turned a corner for us, or me rather. And I think Christine too. I think I'm more protective of characters like Arnie now, knowing or thinking rather that when you look at these characters through a queer lens, it kind of changes things in a way. And I'm not trying to get all progressive and all whatever, because it's not really about that. But when you take it there,
they made her out to be scary, just like we've been saying. So now it's trans women are scary because there was no costume, there was no facial makeup, there was nothing. It was literally just a trans woman.
Yeah, I mean, this is just another reason for a straight cis man and woman to be watching this or to walk in on their child watching this and to be like, oh, there's another reason for you to stay away from a trans person.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
they're gonna
Because they're
fucking
crazy.
kill
You know, like this is what they want. They want to dress you up in doll uniforms and
then
don't hang out with them.
and then they're gonna hang you upside down while you pee on yourself,
Yeah.
and then sell you to a fat man, and then we're gonna take you into the woods and kill you. You know what I mean?
Or
It's just-
literally, you know, like now they're gonna be sought after because you guys are freaks.
Yeah.
You guys like killing people and dressing up in dolls. Well, we'll kill you and dress you up in dolls.
it's just
horrible.
been such a bad message. Yeah, like I don't want
The
to like.
horrible conversation's kind of hard.
It is, but I think it's worth touching on. You know,
Yeah.
because I don't. It's something we
For the part that you gave this person, and particularly if you're not going to show too much of their face or their trans, you know, like sexuality, why even cast this person for this particular, or why even have this character per se? Like it could have been anybody. It could have just been the fat guy himself. Period.
Yeah, exactly. Make them all one character. If you're gonna give this person this persona, like give them something to fucking do. Give them an agenda. Give them reason. Don't just put them in a fucking wig, give them a weapon, and have them start murdering people with no have not. You know, like it just doesn't make any sense. So anyway, let's move on because I can talk about this all fucking day. And like, it's cool imagery. You know what I mean? There are so many other movies that like tackle stuff like this, and it's like, and it's fine and it's offensive but like those movies know what they're doing. I don't think that this guy knew what the fuck he was doing when he was writing this and like making this. And needless to say, I don't think that the people that were in front of the camera realized it either, because I don't think these people are asking those questions, because this kind of script doesn't require those questions. But here I am asking the questions. So I don't know. Where were we? Oh yeah, that was my note. So many questions. Candy Truck Woman takes Beth into a room of dolls and positions her specifically amongst a bunch of other dolls. The fat man enters, and let's just say he does not play nice with his toys. This guy is sexually assaulting these dolls. He's shaking them. He's breaking them. He's breaking their fingers. He's lighting them on fucking fire. Vera had told Beth that once she's positioned, she's not to move. And if he catches her moving, she is the literal toast. The shot of Beth watching him burn the doll arm, that single tear rolling down her face is gold.
That whole moment is just
I think that this is probably the best part of the whole movie. Like this whole part like kind of had me on my,
the way she's sitting there, those dolls next to her are so ugly.
Yeah, when her head is turned to the side and she's kind of like watching out of the corner of her eye and she's like trying her damnedest not to move. That part like had me. I was like on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, really. One. They dressed her pretty dope though.
Yeah. Oh my God. 100%. The costume department, like chef's kiss for this.
And again, because they used a lot of those pastels. Like there's no dark colors. It's just like tea time, you know, like those old dusty blues and rosy, like red, like
carnation
pink.
Yeah,
exactly.
This part was really uncomfortable. So the fat man gets her. He like snatches her up, and then it's so rough. He hangs her upside down. He hangs Beth upside down in like this position by her leg, and it's horrific. And she hisses on herself, and you can see the yellow stain like happening in between her legs, and it starts to like drip down her chest and out the collar of her shirt and down her face, and there's like an audience of dolls watching her.
It's funny that you had mentioned Jeepers Creepers earlier, because this is what this has reminded me of when Jeepers Creepers smells that guy.
Oh my
God.
God.
The guy like actually pees as well.
You're right. And then like the fat man is like,
he's like licking
her.
Yeah, he's like
yeah, it's absolutely fucking atrocious. Like but she gets a little bit of a payback. She gets a big pin out of her hair and stabs it into his neck, and he has a full-on meltdown and destroys all the dolls before he settles on one and starts petting it. But yeah, this is a really controversial scene. The PP is just it's not for me. Beth beats the fat man over the head with her old typewriter, and the Candy Truck Woman, who had been locked out of the room, is trying to break in with a mallet.
Exhausting.
Oh my God. I just wish that there would have been more dynamic between the fat man and the Candy Truck Woman. I really do. Beth is hiding in the joke mirror at this point. The dummy is laughing, and you think that she's going to be caught. but she's not. She makes it downstairs. Beth gets Vera and the two make a break for it, but not before a quick, tense scene of the two of them hiding in the kitchen and the candy truck woman maybe not finding them. The girls escape, run what looks like all night, and I love the shot of them as the sun comes up. I think this is like the prettiest, like most beautiful shot of the film when the two girls are coming out of the woods.
Yeah.
And that sun is emerging and they find the road and the two police officers come to their aid. I love it. But what is the line, Alex? What is my favorite line of the movie? When the police officers are like, "Who did this to you?"
Which one is it? Oh yeah! Oh my gosh, that's the worst thing. I wish they really would have never done that. It's not a witch; it's an ogre and a witch and an ogre. Yeah,
Yeah.
like a witch and an ogre. That is so stupid.
So bad. And she's my favorite actress in the movie. I think Little Beth is my favorite actress, but the way she delivers
The
this
witch and an ogre.
fucking line is so dumb. So then we get the 2 men in a candy truck line where Vera refers to both of them as men. And it just makes you go,
Yeah.
what's going on here, guys? What are we doing here? Both police officers are then killed by the candy truck woman who has come out of the woods with a gun.
I hate when this happens.
And let's be clear, she shoots the female officer directly in the forehead.
Yeah. Freaking execution style.
Yeah, oh my God, like directly, like walks right up to her and shoots her directly in the forehead. The girls are taken back to the house, and Beth is lost in her head again on the drive back. And on this drive back, we are treated to another one of Beth's future delusions. This one is Christmas themed. Christmas.
Cindy Brady.
This one is Christmas themed. In this particular delusion, Mom is alive and well, dancing with handsome men. Husband and baby Harlequin are also alive, and our idol, H.P. Lovecraft, is here too. Not exactly jiving with any of this, personally, but whatever. I mean, we just needed filler at this point. He realized, I think, that none of this was really meshing as well as he probably wanted it to. So he was like, let's just throw in a fucking actor that looks nothing like H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh my.
Call him H.P. Lovecraft and add an extra 5 minutes. So H.P. tells Beth that if she changes a word in her new book, he'll never speak to her again. And we get Silent Night. Did you catch that?
Yeah, I did. I was like taken back because we're at Christmas all over again.
I know, and we know how much I love that song in any movie, and I miss Christmas so much.
And it was done like in piano or like really like slow jazz type, so you kind of like have to hear it and understand like, oh shit, we're in Christmas.
I love it. So this is the part, if you pay attention, where the actress who plays Vera, Taylor Hickson, is hurt. So this is the part where she's pounding with both of her fists on that big, large glass. Yeah. And although we don't watch it break on film, I think this is where it broke in real life.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not going to show us in real life. But so Beth snaps out of it and is being tossed around by the fat man again. He is distracted by the dummy in the joke mirror. And when Beth makes it out to find Vera being viciously beaten by the candy truck woman, Beth starts to take bites out of her.
That is fucking crazy.
Literal bites out of her fucking flesh.
Is that the part where the dolls are telling the guy, fat pig?
Oh, that was earlier when she stabs her with the
Oh, yeah.
But this goes hand in hand. I mean, Beth,
you're right.
This shows you just how much Beth is hanging on. That you know kind of sanity is kind of slipping.
It's so legit that she would start biting her. That's how defensive she would be at this point.
I mean, she just wants to save her sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before the two girls are torn to pieces by their assailants, an officer comes in and shoots both the candy truck woman and the fat man dead. We get to see the candy truck woman without a wig for the first time.
There he is.
There is our man.
And, Kevin Powers, is it you?
That is Kevin Powers. And again, we don't get any indication ever throughout this film. They never call him Candy Truck Woman. They never call him anything. They never call him.
I don't know why he was dressed in a woman's outfit.
We just know that this is a man dressed as a woman. And now we know that it's a man. The girls are wheeled out in stretchers. Beth sees the ghost of Colleen in the window before she is driven away. It's a little bit of a sweet moment. And what was the deal with the gas station lady being there looking all suspicious?
I have no fucking idea.
Okay.
She's
Well,
just racist. Oh,
soft and
Wrong-
quiet.
wrong movie.
That's what we're gonna start calling it.
Seriously.
Yeah, you're being a little soft and quiet over there.
Form of racist. We got you.
So we end with Beth telling the EMT that she likes to write stories. And that is the end of Incident in a Ghostland. Alex, I have a question. Have you ever had an incident in a ghostland?
I absolutely hope I never have, ever will.
Me neither.
I don't think so, and I don't want it.
On your gory gaydar, between 1 and 5, what would you give this baby?
I would say a 3.5, maybe a 3.5.
3.5? Okay. Why?
I like the colors, the way it was filmed, the movie, and it kept me entertained the entire time. I didn't lose a moment, and I would watch it again. I think also like the movie's it's not exactly scary, right? But it was just like too uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's definitely an unsettling movie.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it's scary either. It has jump scares.
It has jump scares, which is really good.
The same jump scare over and over again, though.
They're
It's
kinda
it's
soft.
that dummy scare jumping out of the mirror,
Yeah.
and then it's the jump scare of that trans killer gonna stab you.
It's like I said, it's like the worst thing that can happen in an M. Night film. Like that type of jump scare would happen
Yeah.
in his films. Like, okay, we get it. Like
Yeah.
it's grandma all along.
I agree. I would give it a 3. I don't think I would watch. I wanted to watch it. That's why we chose to review it, because I wanted to watch Martyrs. I wasn't ready to review Martyrs, and that's why we settled on this. I'm glad.
strategy.
Yeah, I'm glad we revisited it, or I'm glad I revisited it. I'm glad you watched it.
Mm-hmm.
I would give it a solid 3. I really, really enjoyed the girl who played young Beth. I know her name. I think it's Amelia Jones. And I really like Colleen, my lead
Yeah, the
farmer.
mom was dope.
Yeah. Like you said, I think visually, Pascal Laugier, I think he has a good eye. And I suggest it if you like his films. I personally think The Tall Man is a better movie than this. But that's because of Jessica Biel. I don't think the story makes a lot of sense. I think the story is very choppy. I think it's really messy. I think if the middle act was cleaner, it would be a better film and it would have a higher score. What do you think as far as our gore meter goes on a scale of 1 to 5? Do you think it's on the heavier side of gore or no?
I would say probably a 4.5. It could have been gorier.
Yeah, I would say it's a 4 because it's not guts falling out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Scream 4, but it's not Martyrs. Martyrs is a fucking 13, So for Pascal Laugier, I think this is tame for him.
I mean, the most blood we got was from the menstrual.
No, we get a throat slit. We get like some bloody stabbing.
No, we
to the
do get
stomach.
it. It's pretty gory.
You're so funny. I love it. I mean, she does have a heavy flow.
Girl,
though.
she's pretty gory.
Holy shit. It's not my fault that I have a heavy flow and a wide set vagina.
Okay.
Real quick, do you want to go grab Lonnie's board?
I mean, should I?
Yeah, go grab it real quick.
Grab your board.
He is physically going to grab the board. And what I'm going to do when he gets back, he actually got up and went to go grab the board. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it for him. And
We're going to spin the wheel.
And what we're going to do now is Alex is going to close his eyes.
There close my eyes.
And then he is going to just kind of like throw your hand around. Okay, now point. Hereditary.
I was gonna watch that movie.
Oh fuck.
Okay, I'm back.
Hereditary's a tough one, dude.
We're gonna scratch off the poster in a bit. But yeah, Hereditary. I literally was gonna press play on that one not so long ago, maybe like a week ago.
Wow.
Good job.
I don't know how that happened. Fuck me. Okay. I guess Hereditary's next.
Damn.
All right. Who would have thought that we were going to go from this to fucking Hereditary? Well, here we go.
Ari Aster is a director.
You hear that scratchy scratch noise? That's you, Lonnie, my boy. All right, guys. We are going to be back next week with, my God, another fucking
Hereditary.
Another fucking
abuse mute. Another movie.
Mothers just abusing their kids. And, I will say this, though. I'm looking forward to talking about Hereditary because this is Toni Collette's, in my opinion, probably her best performance.
God damn, now I feel like we're doing Mother's Day month.
I mean, well, you know what? Do you want to save that?
No,
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 we
no.
shouldn't,
Let's
right?
not.
We need
We're
to
gonna
follow the
break that.
rule.
Yeah, we're not gonna break
Yeah,
that. No.
fuck, man. Hereditary's good.
It's fucking great.
Hereditary's
It's probably like
heard-
one of the most top-rated horror movies, right?
I in the last few years, especially, and I'm telling you now, that motherfucking movie has a 5 in my book. But
It's Toni Collette is just a strong character by nature, period. So she's gonna fucking deliver.
I'm actually really stoked.
Okay, Toni Collette,
Yeah.
we got you, girl.
All right, guys. Well, that was our episode on Incident in a Ghostland. I guess it's safe to say that we recommend it for at least one watch.
You watched it 3 times. I watched it 2 times, but in your lifespan,
Yeah, I don't know if
not like consecutively, like in a week.
yeah. I am gonna tell y'all to go follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
And also on Twitter and on YouTube at The Gory Gaze, and email us for any suggestions or comments at thegorygaze@gmail.com. Feel free to drop us some reviews or a review or something of the sort or whatever you prefer to or like, or you know where I'm going with this, at Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. We love the support. Thanks for showing us love.
Yeah, honestly, even if you hate us, one day you'll have the capability to love us.
Yeah, because we're lovable.
We are.
We love each other, so you should love us too.
Love.
Have a good week, guys. We'll see you next week with some really really fun talk about decapitations and witchcraft and Toni Collette and
Yeah, really. It's gonna be Christmas next week already.
fuck.
No.
All
There's no
right.
going back.
All right, gory gay, stay gory.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Gory goons.
Love you.
Bye, love you too.